Okay, let's dive into a story that is part archaeology, part sci-fi. We're talking about ancient wisdom, a devastating fire, and some absolutely mind-blowing technology that's bringing lost voices back from the dead. This is the story of the Library of Ashurbanipal.
Just listen to that line, resurrecting the incinerated thoughts. It gives you chills, right? This isn't just about recovering old artifacts. We're talking about bringing ideas, thoughts themselves, back to life after they were literally burned to ash thousands of years ago.
So, to really get how incredible this new tech is, you first have to understand just how huge the loss was. We've got to go back in time, way back, to the Assyrian Empire and one of its greatest treasures.
Just try to picture it, the Library of Ashurbanipal in the city of Nineveh. This wasn't some dusty room with a few scrolls, no. This was one of the most important, most complete collections of knowledge anywhere on Earth at the time. It had everything: epic poems, medical texts, star charts, you name it.
And then it was all gone. The city was sacked and the library was burned in what one source calls an imperial fire. Thousands of clay tablets, think of them as the hard drives of the ancient world, were cooked, shattered, and buried. And for more than 2.5 millennia, everyone just assumed all that knowledge was lost for good.
Which brings us to today. Archaeologists found the fragments, sure, but they were silent. The real challenge became, how do we get them to talk? How do you read these faint, ghostly shadows on scorched clay?
And here's the ultimate paradox. The very fire that destroyed the library also baked the clay tablets solid, preserving them. This is called calcined clay. But that same fire also blackened and scorched the surfaces, making the intricate cuneiform writing on them pretty much invisible to us.
So that's the big question, isn't it? It's like the world's oldest cold case. How on earth do you read a book when it's been shattered, burned, and basically turned into dust?
And this is where the story takes a sharp turn from ancient history right into cutting-edge science. The solution? An AI archaeologist, a totally new way of seeing into the past.
See, the key wasn't a more powerful microscope or a better light. The real answer was to train a completely different kind of intelligence, a neural network, to see things that our human eyes just can't.
This breaks it down perfectly. You and I, we look at a tablet fragment and we just see a burnt piece of clay. But the AI's eye, it can see beneath all that surface damage. It detects the tiny three-dimensional shadows and impressions left by the scribe's stylus, marks that have been hidden for centuries.
So the toolkit that makes this all happen is basically a one-two punch of genius. First, they use something called multi-spectral imaging to scan the tablets, which captures all this data that's invisible to us. And then they unleash these powerful neural networks that have been trained to find the hidden patterns of cuneiform writing in all that data.
Put it all together and you get what the researchers call a resurrection engine. What a perfect name, right? It's a machine that literally lets us see right through the ashes of history.
Here's the play-by-play. It starts with that high-tech scan, grabbing all that invisible light data. Then the neural network gets to work, sifting through it all, looking for those ghost-like shadows of the ancient text. After that, a reconstruction engine pieces it all together, turning the shadows back into readable script. And just like that, lost literature starts to reappear. The researchers describe it so beautifully. They say this process lets you visualize the exact moment ancient literature emerges from the silence. It's almost like watching an old Polaroid picture slowly develop, except the picture is a story from 2,600 years ago.
So what this all means is, well, it's profound. This is so much bigger than just one library. This is a whole new way to rescue lost knowledge, a way to build a bridge across this impossible gap of time, so we can actually listen to what the past has to say.
When you boil it all down, what this technology really does is it creates a bridge that connects our world today to a past that we thought was completely out of reach. It closes the gap
Between what was, let's be honest, just a bunch of scorched dust. These broken, useless-looking fragments that held their secrets locked away by fire and time, and the actual lost wisdom of an entire civilization. We can now read the thoughts of a king and his people straight from the ruins of their greatest library. It's just incredible. Honestly, it's such a stunning achievement, and it leaves you with this huge, exciting question to think about. If we can pull these voices from the fire, what other lost thoughts from other forgotten worlds are still out there, just waiting in the silence, ready for us to finally hear them?